All right, we're ready to get started now. Just a few introductory remarks. On a personal level, I became curious about incense when our Dharma school group took a trip to Honzan in Kyoto many years ago. And while we were there in Kyoto, we visited a very interesting incense shop. And the salesperson there gave me so much information about incense. And I had no idea there were so many fascinating things to know about incense. And I remember thinking at the time, this would be a good topic for a seminar, a BEC seminar. And that was in 2005. So I'm glad that after 11 years, we're finally able to do this. And I thank you all for your participation. Okay. Today, we are very pleased to have with us Mr. Masashi Kanamori from Nippon Kodo Incorporated. Nippon Kodo is the largest incense manufacturer in Japan. And Mr. Kanamori is the Executive Vice President and General Manager of the company, and he operates from both their Torrance and New York City offices. He has many years of experience and is highly knowledgeable about incense, and he lectures regularly on the subject. He has prepared a most interesting presentation for us today, and so please join me in welcoming Mr. Masashi Kanamori.
Thank you, Julie-san. I'm so honored to be invited to be here for today's incense seminar. So I should say welcome to the Venice Buddhist Church, but I should say welcome to the incense world. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Next 1 hour, I'm going to talk about incense, just about incense. But I'm afraid I'm not a professor from UCL, so I have a little problem about my language, because my native is Japanese. How many of you speaking Japanese here and understand Japanese? Okay, so I might have a really funny accent, pronunciations, and then sometimes my expression confuses you. So if you have any question, just stop me anytime, okay? So we will start about the incense from now. I am not used to using the microphone. If I don't use the microphone, you think you can hear in the back? No? Can you hear me? Yeah. Because of my natural voice, I'm not using it.
Oh, okay.
It's okay? Okay. I like a free seminar, not like somebody having a really professional lectures or anything. So I will come to you sometimes, and I will come to you and ask questions, if you don't mind. Okay. Right, everybody agrees? So for the first 10-15 minutes, you think that we can play the DVD? Sure. Please? Okay. This DVD tells about basic about Nippon Kodo and incense. So you may feel sleepy, but just a short video.
The Earth, a green planet encircled by air and water, and home to more than 400,000 scents, deeply linked to the activity of various life forms. Flowers use their scent to attract insects, thereby aiding pollination. Forests use scents to ward off hostile species. Salmon follow scents to rediscover the rivers of their birth. And elephants can even locate groundwater in the desert for the faintest of scents. Scents are a vital source of information for us humans too. They are said to have a huge subconscious effect on our emotions and behavior. Our forebears used the phrase ko juttoku, the 10 virtues of ko, to convey the benefits of fragrance. Incense has the power to make us feel healthier, more vibrant, more relaxed. To provide the world with products developed on this theme. That's our mission at Nippon Kodo. Japan, the eastern terminus of the old Silk Road. The globally unique culture of incense, brought to this country from China via the Korean peninsula, has developed over a span of more than 1,000 years. And this is the cornerstone of Nippon Kodo today. The history of incense culture in Japan starts in the 6th century when Buddhism arrived at these shores. Together with Buddhism, a ritual known as sonaeko became established. Koboku fragrant wood, mixed with kampo herbs and other aromatic substances, was burned to provide a fragrant incense as an aid to prayer. The custom of burning incense eventually blossomed among courtly nobles. They started the elegant pastime of takimono, a powdered mixture of aromatic substances. As time moved on, the samurai warrior class rose to prominence. Warriors would prepare for battle by purifying their minds and bodies with the incense of koboku and came to enjoy its mystical fragrance. In the late Muromachi period, at the end of the 15th century, this aesthetic awareness would develop into the accomplishment known as kodo, the art of enjoying the incense of smoldering koboku. In kodo, the act of distinguishing fragrances by smell is called listening. By listening, we mean concentrating our minds on the fragrance issued. This spirituality has led kodo to earn admiration from the world as one of Japan's 3 artistic accomplishments: tea ceremony and flower arrangement. The Tensho era began about 100 years after the birth of kodo. At this time, there was a master craftsman called Koju who was employed at the imperial court in Kyoto and practiced incense ceremony. This is the very origin of Nippon Kodo. The 3rd Koju served under Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the 4th under Tokugawa Ieyasu. And the 8th Koju, Takai Juemon, is still remembered today as a particularly outstanding master of incense. His secret techniques still live on in the manufacturing of Nippon Kodo's products. The start of the Edo period saw a major turning point in the history of incense. For this was when senko, incense sticks, first appeared. As the method of manufacturing these spread, they became a common feature of ordinary people's lives. And at the start of the 20th century, a famous type of incense stick was born. Its name was Mainichiko, everyday incense. Mainichiko was the work of master craftsman Kito Yujiro, hailed as a genius of incense making in the Meiji and Taisho periods. Even today, a century later, his name is synonymous with incense sticks in Japan as a top brand of fragrance popular all over the world. Our methods of manufacturing incense sticks has continued to evolve since then. Take our #1 low-smoke incense, Seiyun Violet, for example. Or other products with subtle fragrances and little waste to suit modern lifestyles. Others that create less ash to keep the edges of the incense burner clean. And still others that exude the scents of flowers. We are constantly striving to develop new functions in pursuit of the highest potential of incense. So what gives Nippon Kodo the advantage as it leads the world's incense industry, backed by more than 430 years of tradition? First, a wealth of aromatic materials indispensable to incense. We seek these from sources all over the world and procure only the finest in terms of quality, safety, and reliability of supply. Our supply network is also unsurpassed. And this is the fruit of many long years of procurement and storage. Nippon Kodo's raw material warehouse, one of the biggest in the world. This is aloes wood, also known as agarwood, produced in only certain parts of Southeast Asia. Trees in the Thymelaceae family secrete an aromatic resin, which with the passage of time turns the wood into koboku. The origin of this fragrance remains shrouded in mystery and must rank among the wonders of nature. Of all types of aloes wood, one with a particularly high oil content and superior fragrance is called kera. The fragrance of kera koboku lies at the heart of kera taikan, kera kayo, and kera fugaku, exquisite products in Nippon Kodo's high-class wooden aromatic incense range. Another material indispensable to Oriental fragrance is sandalwood, cultivated in India, Indonesia, southern China, and elsewhere. This is a precious fragrant wood that takes at least 60 years to produce its superior fragrance. Other aromatic materials include clove, cinnamon, spikenard, and other compo herb fragrances, lavender, chamomile, and other herbs. And finally, shell fragrance and other animal-derived aromatic materials. Natural ingredients are becoming increasingly difficult to obtain. Storing them in large quantities helps us to maintain a stable supply of high-quality products. Then, there's our peerless skill in combining fragrances to harness the natural flavors of selected raw materials. The technical levels of our perfumiers and researchers combining experience with continuous improvement is also found only in Nippon Kodo. And finally, the passion with which we approach our creations. Here at the Tokyo factory, craftsmanship preserving age-old traditions is alive throughout the production process. Prepared and mixed ingredients are carefully kneaded together, formed in extrusion molds and collected on trays, placed tightly together with practiced skill, dried, then finished. The traditions of incense making are faithfully maintained by the craftsmen of today. Meanwhile, in the Shioya factory in Tochigi Prefecture, long-cherished wisdom has been fused with cutting-edge technology. Here, many of the processes have been automated for mass production, supporting a stable supply of best-selling products. This plant is also a pioneer in eco-friendly manufacturing. Among others, it was one of the first to acquire ISO 14001 accreditation. The high-quality fragrances manufactured in this way are presented in eye-catching packages. Nippon Kodo also boasts a strength in designs that stimulate the imagination, rooted in the history and culture of each different market. Nippon Kodo, supplying superior incense products from Japan to the world. These products always attract attention at big international trade fairs. They are now marketed in more than 40 countries around the world and enjoy immense support from high-end users in each location. Nippon Kodo also achieved tremendous success at the Shanghai 2010 Expo, which attracted the largest number of visitors in Expo history. Visitors from all over the world were captivated by a collaborative event of incense and music on the theme of healing. Original commemorative products at our sales booth also proved highly popular. And going beyond the framework of our own products, we have also formed a global group with the French fragrance brand Esteban, as well as other incense and fragrance companies from China, South Korea, Vietnam, USA, and elsewhere. In this way, we are striving to develop the culture and fragrance in various countries. In the modern-day world, stress is intensified by the dizzying pace of change. And for that very reason, we think our role in contributing to society through fragrance continues to expand. To quote from the 10 virtues of incense, the wisdom of our forebears. It enables communication with the transcendent. Incense sharpens our senses and gives us vitality. It purifies mind and body. Incense cleanses our minds and bodies, helping us to live healthy lives. It can be a companion in the midst of solitude. Incense heals the pain of solitude and relaxes the mind. We believe that by skillfully harnessing fragrances that are closely entwined with our mental activity, we can make every day even richer, more valuable, and full of joy. We aim to be a company that, founded on the traditional culture of incense, will bring relaxation to customers all over the world and support healthy, vibrant lives. This is our heartfelt desire at Nippon Kodo. The Earth, a green planet encircled by air and water, and
All right. I hope you enjoyed or get sleepy. So I have to apologize. More than half of this DVD probably gave you Nippon Kodo's commercial. So, however, I hope you learn some of those about the incense. So, who uses incense today here? Everybody? Who uses incense? For what purpose? Why you use incense? I know you were here, and then are you all Buddhist? Well, okay. So who uses incense for the reason or purpose other than for religious use? Oh, there's one? Oh, two. Okay. May I ask you? Yes. Why? What purpose do you use incense?
I use it mainly for meditation.
Meditation.
Cooling my mind.
Cool my mind. Cool your mind. Okay. Yes.
I have a bag in my sock drawer.
You do wash it.
I can wash the socks.
May I ask why?
I just use it to make my room smell nice.
For room have a scent, right? Nice, right? Okay. So now I see that most of you here say we are using incense for religious purpose. Why incense used for Buddhism? That's he will probably lecture later. Incense, when incense came to Japan, it's over 1,000 years ago. We say 595, almost, the 1400 or more years ago, when this, I shouldn't touch my mind. You know how much it cost? I'll let you know that. This is piece of wood, big wood. It's called the aloes wood. A-L-O-E-S wood. Or some people call it aga wood. It's ginkgo in Japanese. Ginkgo. It's very premium wood. And most of Japanese incense made with aloes wood and sandalwood, byakuda. And what's ingredients of incense? Here are those ingredients. So I'm going to pass one by one, as probably this is the first time ever you experience to see. So we're going one by one, we're passing them. One I just passed is a benzoin. Benzoin. And sandalwood. I think I should pass it together. Then I mix it. But the smell works. Oh, sorry, I should start from here.
Sorry, so what is benzoate?
Benzoin is a kind of like a resin. Yes. So, but try to smell first.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What's the benzoin?
Benzoin is a kind of a resin. Yes, sorry, resin. Resin. Clove. So I'm sure you use those for cooking at home. Spikenard, it's like a root of the plant. If you like to taste, you may do so. These are like similar to Chinese medicines. Like also used for like teas, not all of those, but like especially like roots of those spice. Star anise, another spice. Very nice. It's like a shell. Some of those smell horrible. As you can tell, I'm going to give you the most horrible smell at the end. Cinnamon. This is like a mushroom, but not really mushroom, but
Sorry, I'm missing you.
Frank incense. Frank incense is also known as Nuko, as Cleopatra. In Egypt, Cleopatra, she loved this. And you don't smell those much, especially raisins. Aloes wood. Some expensive ones in the back. You can try to smell this piece of wood, aloes wood. This has like I can't pronounce. How do you pronounce it? Borneo. And also ma. The ma, M-A-M-Y-R-R-H. How you pronounce it? All right. Okay. Here. So, getting a horrible smell. I'm going to open this plastic bag. This is amber grease. You know amber grease? It's like a inside a whale in the ocean. You see the whales in the sea?
That one I want to small.
Reading about that. You can see the squid beaks in it.
That's not better than target.
Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. This is in your life. You will never smell this. What do you think? Musk. What is a popular perfume with musk? Number 5. Chanel number 5. So this is ambergris.
Yeah, oh, this one's
Oh no, this is not. This is sorry. This is the mask. This is ambergris. No cover? Oh yeah. I can tell which one which.
I can't believe I saw real.
That's the two powders. These are main ingredients of the incense to form. This is a tab wood. It's a wood powder. You don't have to smell this one. If you open it, it's gonna mess here. So there's a red, white. Oh,
That's okay. Very fine color.
Sir,
Oh, we have a question?
yes,
is the aloe wood that ginkgo or jinko?
Jinko.
How do you spell that?
Jinkoh. Jinko.
Oh, thank you.
In Japanese, also jinko, there's another word's meaning as like artificial, man-made. So that's totally different.
What is musk? Is it a plant?
The musk is like a deer. I can't describe much, but how you explain English?
It's just a kind of. Like their scent gland, Yeah.
It's like a fertility set.
Tiny amount of musk
It's a pheromone, I think.
added into the perfume will attract smell. So in generally speaking, female, the perfume has a tiny musk, so that attracts the men. So the opposite, men's perfume, similar, attract to the women.
Yeah, it's a pheromone in deer, right? I think so. Right?
Okay, so
Strong.
okay, so let's talk about, so those are ingredients used for incense, but not all of those incense, especially good quality incense from Japan. And as I said, those ingredients are very similar to Chinese medicine. So for example, like aloe wood, this is used for, well, still you can use for like medicine. So any questions so far? Yes.
For the plastic, will take
大丈夫です。後でまた皆さん。So you can take a look later. So we leave those over there. Okay. So I was talking about the incense when it came to Japan. If you have, everybody has a piece of paper here. This one. It's a big wood. It's about 1 meter and 50 centimeter long, and almost 1.3 kilograms weight. Well, I don't know about the pounds. 1.3. Well, you can see. And then it says in Japanese writing, Lanja Tai. It's called Lanja Tai. It's kind of hard to pronounce. And this Chinese or Japanese character here, as in red, it says Todaiji. Everybody heard of Todaiji?
Yes.
Todaiji. So this is kind of the characters as technically or meaningfully it's made on purpose, as because it's named as Lanja Tai. The Lanja Tai is, I forgot the rope. Anyway. So think about this kind of wood. 1 meter and 50 cents, and then 1 kilogram, alive to the a beach in the Awaji Island in Hyogo Prefecture. It's about, how long ago? 14 or even 1,500 years ago? A little less. And then, the fishers or people on the beach, or should I say beach for that time, I found this. So what the hell is this? It's wood. Nothing special, just wood. This kind of wood you see in the picture. So they took to the home, and then, the old age, they have like a irori. Irori, how do you explain irori? It's like fireplace. Fireplace. Yes, like a fireplace. But we cook sometimes, And then they put this wood. Not all of them, some of them. And then, woo! What is this? Marvelous aroma came out of this wood. Oh, this is not just wood. It must be something special. So, after all, they took this to the local officials. Now it went to the shogun. Shogun? Shogun is a chief of a warrior. And then, now where goes in Todaiji. Todaiji is this one, the other side. Todaiji. This is managed by the Emperor's agency. It's like a treasure house of Japan. And then, long time ago, the emperor, when they opened, I think that was about 700s, the year of 700s. Emperor Komyo, she lost husband. So she dedicated about 600 pieces of treasures to Todaiji. That is the starting time. And then this, not this one. Arrow's wood, Lanja Tai, is now in Todaiji. It's emperors and Japan's treasure now. If you ever visit Japan, Todaiji, in Nara, Nara is a place, city of Nara. Everybody heard of Nara, right? You should visit. Take a look. It can be one of you. So that is a time it is said that incense came to Japan. Well, some of them say 700s, like when Ganji came to Japan from China and introduced Buddhism. Well, this is a very tricky, confusing situation. Some says earlier, some says later. We never know exactly when, but we say when this aloes wood came to Awaji Island, that is a time at the beginning of incense in Japan's history. How much do you think this cost? Here's a bingo time. You get 2 for dinner. Just about. I'm not supposed to touch this in my hand. I should have a rope. I'm just kidding. But it's expensive. Just a guess. Yes. Rob? What do you think?
$1,000.
$1,000? Okay. How much is this? I mean, how much you worth? Can tell exactly how much.
10,000.
10,000. 10,000. 5,000, 5,000, 10,000, 10,000. Who bets? Okay. Believe or not, this is more than $50,000 worth. Believe or not. I'm holding that. But this kind of aloes wood, there are many kind of grades. Say wine, French wine, California wine, Spanish wines, where they are from, what years, so like beef, for example, beef. When you go to supermarket, you like steaks, right? Steak. So for today's cooking, would you like to pick sour or US wine? See, you pick what you like, but you pay different. It's because grade of meat in the same cow, depending on part of cow. But even the cow itself, you see the Kobe beef, it's expensive. They drink beer and then we massage. We get some massage. Everybody's getting old. Excuse me. So aloes wood has grade. So when you go store, oh, this is aloes wood. When you smell aloes wood incense in temple, what kind of aloes wood we're using here? You can tell probably by quality of smell. And then when you go to the store, the pricing on aloes wood incense, if it's expensive, unless it's made with gold box, the incense uses good quality of ingredients. How incense is made? I printed it, but I forgot it was telling you in the video. So incense is just like a spaghetti, spaghetti, same. But it's made like this way. If you look at the newspaper, simply like the clay, the mixer clay. The kids play with the clay. Same way in a drum, we put powder. Hub powder. We show the red and white. Well, we put it into the drum, add water, and we add ingredients, sometimes actual ingredients are like a tiny chip, or most likely oil, aroma oil, fragrance oil. And then we also add a preservative. Incense is scent breathing, believe it or not. Because the incense we have to burn. If you look at the surface close, you see tiny, some incense is very smooth, but there's a kind of like a little tiny rooms, what do you call space rooms? It's because it has to be burnt. You need oxygen. If it's really mixed, like a compressed, sometimes hard to burn, will be put off. So also, if we leave the incense without preservatives, possibly in Florida or even the California, even dry, probably we get the mold. So incense is kept like a cool area, if possible as close as possible, close the package, and then, as a cool area, like room temperatures. And how long will it last? Well, any wood type of incense, woody type, just like rosewood, sandalwood, patchouli, probably 5 years, 10 years, or even more, because it's natural. But we also have natural, like essential oil, lavender, ylang-ylang, aromatherapy type of essential oils. Actually, we have also incense made with essential oil. People ask, do we have a natural incense? Yes, we do. So what's the term of natural? Well, everything is made with natural ingredients, but it's very difficult because the price goes up so high. But at least natural essential oil is used for some of our products. But anyway, so ingredients. There are many different kind of aromas or fragrance. Aroma usually we express like it's natural or woody type. And fragrance, we say more like synthetic oil, or like fragrance from the perfumes. And then some people call like flavors. The difference between flavor and then fragrance. The flavor is more like from food. As a matter of fact, we have some colored incense. Colored incense here. We use dye. In a drum, we put the dye also, the color dye, but this is a food dye. So we can color it. Okay. I think we changing the subject. We're talking about how to produce incense. So again, the clay, you put all those and the mix like a bread or pizza. And then, as you can see in the mold, there's a it's like a plate has holes, all different sizes of holes, making a different size of incense stick. Thickness, the length, just like a push by machine, and it comes out. So there's a wood tray, we put all those, and then we cut, and then we take that, and then dry. And then we cut in a certain size when it gets dry. So that makes incense. You get many different kind of, by the way, we say incense because here in the US, it's incense. Do you hear words, osenko? Osenko? Yes. Everybody knows this, osenko. So what is oko? Have you heard of oko?
Yeah.
No? No. Maybe most of the people from Japan had name oko. There are two words, osenko and oko. Well, simply osenko is a sen. Sen means like a line. And then oko, well, in Japan, everybody's confused for this one. But oko is like, it's still called incense. But oko has so many different categories. And then senko is part of oko. And then, oh, cannot see him. You see the coil, incense, coil? We have oshoko. You know oshoko? Like when we play? And put in, okay. It's like a granulated incense. This is also another type. And this is kind of like a pressed incense. Long incense, but this is a compressed incense. And it has a shape. It's like a clay. You know, make it dissolve. Absolutely.
That's okay.
And then this is zuko. This gives you beautiful, wonderful smell. This one we put on the body. Sometimes that is said purifies the body, mind. Oh, by the way, why we burn the incense in the temple? Sensei. He will explain later. Why we burn the incense? Why? When somebody passes away, we burn incense. So we do omairi. Why incense? Who knows? Who can answer this?
Cure your mind.
Cure your mind. Well, so why you play with incense when somebody passes away? Okay.
To purify.
Well, answer is simple. Because this is a Buddhism. That's the answer. But I'm not really deep expert, but it is said that incense is regarded as food for people pass away. And then for first 7 weeks, for 49 days, the person's spirit passed away is surrounding around until 49th days. And then when 49th days, the spirit goes to, we call like jodo. Jodo. What is it in English, jodo?
Pure land.
Oh, okay. So for 49 days, the spirit is all around. So someone who you really think of pass away, he or she is around you for first 49 days. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, yeah, 49 days. So you like to treat well. So when you go to the tomb, when you do already, don't you put the food?
Yes.
Why you do? Are they coming to eat? Why? That's for your heart. That's for your treat. Because you're thinking of them. The same as incense. It's regarded as a food for those people. And you're feeding. So you like to treat really nice. So you like to have nice food for them. So you like to have nice, good incense for them too. This is the incense for tombs. Like when, obon. Obon is bon period. As also it is said that period, your ancestors passed away. They're coming back to home. So you treat again. Welcome back to home. So you burn the incense, you go tomb you go anywhere. You can go anytime. But this is not expensive incense because it's like you burn every time. So Mainichiko, Mainichiko you have this Mainichiko? Mainichiko is Mainichi, every day incense. Do you chant every day, every morning? You do? My grandma, she had chanting every morning when she wakes up. And I was a small kid. And then she does, I only remember this part, not anymore, because I was sitting and like, oh, what is she playing, So Mainichiko is everyday incense. So we don't need a very expensive incense. But still, we treat your ancestor. And as he said, incense purifies your mind. And then incense, the saddle, ocha. Who does the saddle here? No one? Also flower arrangement. Do you know kodo? Kodo. Kodo is incense ceremony. No one knows? Oh,
I know.
you know, of course. I didn't bring the kodo, probably in this brochure. Kodo is sort of like a play, like a game, as you match the aroma. It was in the Muromachi period. It's a long time ago. But it's Japanese culture, old incense game. Kodo, K-O-D-O. H, Kodo, sorry, K-O-H-D-O. You never heard that? Okay. If you have chance to go to Japan, you should try Kodo. It's because I should have brought, if only we had time. This is a chip of the aloes wood. Again, come back again, aloes wood. In Kodo, Kodo is, as I said, the Muromachi period, when the saddle as a tea ceremony and the flower arrangement, they came common. It's because a very wealthy culture that period. And then people started to making the flower arrangement and then having tea ceremonies. And at the same time also kodo started. And then kodo with this kind of chip. I should demonstrate, but it takes time. That chip used for kodo, that tiny piece like a 3 centimeter or 4 centimeter tiny square chip, it cost about, believe it or not, $100 or even $200 when we use it in kodo. Not this one, but real pieces for the kodo, it costs a lot. And that time, like a kizoku. Do you know anyone knows kizoku? Kizokuは英語でなんていうの? Kizoku. Like a high class people that time in a Muromachi period. And then kodo is it's a ceremony of incense. I should have brought the picture. So no one knows kodo. Okay. Okay. You think you could just simply explain to them what's kodo?
Oh, me? Okay.
Sorry, Jim.
What I know of kodo comes from this book that I picked up at our junior YBA rummage sale. It's very interesting. Kodo, it's like an art form, like Mr. Kanamori said, is an art form just like tea ceremony or flower arranging. It's set up kind of like a tea ceremony where the person who's the host will invite guests, and the game is played by having different kinds of incense that is passed around among the guests. And each person will, and they say the term is listening to instead of smelling the incense, you listen to the fragrance. So the different incenses are passed around to each guest one by one, and then the guest has to write down what they think it is, what kind of fragrance it is. And then I guess the object is to see how many can guess the right fragrances. And it's interesting, it describes in more detail in this book about how they're recorded, how they're tabulated. And then there's a person who works with the host who tabulates the scores and see who comes out on top. So that's the basic idea behind it. And, I know there's incense clubs. Well, according to the person I spoke with in Kyoto, there's incense clubs in the United States. The only one he knew of was in Boston. And so these Boston clubs have these kind of kodo ceremonies.
Thank you very much. Hopefully you understand the basic, okay? And then again, the incense, we have a cordial. And then, did everybody smell that tiny box? The coal?
Yes.
Okay. Again, that purifies your mind. And the incense, again, used for also purifying for the rooms. So when we start to saddle, like a tea arrangement in a small rooms, but they burn incense at the beginning because they like to purify the room. And then, you know, when you, what you say? Why? Why you say questions? Why?
Souls.
Souls?
Your souls is 8 years.
Can you speak up, please?
Oh. Europeans think that when you sneeze, your soul escapes out of your body. So you say God bless you so that your soul will go back in.
Well, the incense, when you use incense, well, today you use lighters, well, used to use matches. But we don't blow, we do like this, or you do this. You know why? It's very similar to what he said. It's not just a soul, but, you know, in a human being, I'm talking of Buddhism. In your mind, inside the body, there is over 100 of lots of bad things inside. So when you grow to, incense is to purify and cleansing, and you're doing the opposite way because. So that's taboo. If you go to Japan, you go store, and then you like to try, don't. So people understand, even you are from outside Japan, you know how to do proper way. So incense also, we have many different kind of incense. I showed you. Oh, here's a spiral. This is spiral. This burns, believe it or not, more than 10 hours. And then this coil burns about 2 hours. And then the morning star or Mainichiko, as we use here, probably about 30 minutes. And I'm going to pass this to you now. I mean, the purpose for this one is you look at the incense, how much of the smoke coming out of the incense. It's not like a smell. This is not expensive incense. Just like a smoke, I mean, look at the smoke. How much of amount of smoke coming from? Which, see? Which one?
Just one.
Right?
Oh, yeah, smoke.
You see?
Very good.
You can see, right? Okay. See? This one has all these smoke glands.
Do you know how to spell Please, just.
So, the incense burning with smoke you saw as regular incense. Most of the regular incense has smoke like this. But the other one, this is the same black, this one. The one didn't have smoke. So, we can make any incense as regular, of course. We don't do anything special. But for less smoke, we do work for something on the formula or ingredients. And this incense, believe it or not, it's hard to see because the fans running. You see this incense, you see the, oops. Oops. You see the ash? This incense, the ash almost gone. This ash, can you see? Will drop. This ash also drops, but almost all ash will be burnt completely too. How we can do that? Because we need pump cover. Well, what I'm trying to say is today, incense, some people, they can't use it because of allergy. Can't use allergy, because it will smell too much. And in my room, our room is not as big, large. And then I don't like really smoky incense. But as you know now, it's less smoke incense. And then sometimes people say ash mist. But as you see, ash will be burnt almost completely. That's technology. We work on the formulas. And also, most of common incense in the past, before Japanese incense came to US, not this one exactly, but you know the bamboo stick incense? This is an ordinary incense, like from India, China, strong. First, the Japanese incense. Fragile. Fragile. See? This is slow. But this can be inexpensive because we can produce a lot at the same time dip into the oil. So we can make a mass number of incense at once. And then both those, as you see the video, the DVD, those are only limited quantity we can make. So a little more pricey. But what's the purpose for incense? What do we expect from incense? Nice fragrance or aroma. So think about this. Let's put upside down. This is a bamboo stick incense. You are lighting bamboo. So when you light the bamboo, what do you expect? Bamboo smell? Ooh, bamboo. No way. It's a burning smell. And then smoke. That will bother a scent coming out of oil. So the Japanese incense, solid incense, basically we don't burn, we don't use the bamboo. So you can expect nicer scent. So today in the market, more and more Japanese incense is popular. And then also the, this is not criticism, but if you have incense from India, maybe in that room, you can smell from here, maybe, because they use very strong oil. It's changing now, but they use a very strong oil, because when you burn the incense, then sometimes the smell does, well, let's say lavender, for example, and when you light it, it's not lavender. This is a lavender incense I'm burning. Why? Is because every single oil has a character. Like a citrus, like lemon oil, or lavender oil, or sandalwood oil. Every single oil has different character. So when you burn very high temperature, burns incense, and that will make character changed because chemical reaction by heat, because burning. So what we do is we try to modify formulas to try to hold the scent coming out, even high temperature. You know, who uses scented candles at home? You do? Good. Why you use scented candle?
Because it smells nice.
As she said, also, we like to use incense. The room smells nice, scented to nice. Same as a candle today, after dining candles. You know, you see a lot of different designed scented candle has different fragrance. So that is probably some people for meditation, but without so, but more like a your room scented to nice. If we use same oil, let's say lemon oil and essential oil, you know, have you had a diffuser, liquid diffusers? And then for aromatherapy, you know, like let's say diffuser, we put an oil on the top or a little warm water and then heat up and then scent coming out. Oh, relaxing. That's essential oil for relaxation or meditation, or let's say for aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is termed as a scientific experimental, proof you can use for therapies. But that same oil we use for the candle to make, maybe it smells same, but a little different because it's burning. But when you use the same oil for incense, probably you don't smell same at all. It's because of the heat. The incense is burnt much higher heat than candle, and then that destroys the character of the fragrance. That's why we modify it. So, we're talking about just general incense information, But again, you use incense for Buddhism. Probably you never thought about this, or you never heard of this. But for people who use for meditation, relaxation, or room scenting, this is great information. Why we like to have good product. I think I'm getting out of the main topics, but just information. Today, most of you here, we understand we use incense because you will come here, and then you are Buddhist, and then you pray for that. But in USA, for most of people here, other than religious purpose, most of the people, they use incense for two reasons. Just like he said, relaxation. Also, Zen. Zen is basically all things out of mind, just for nothing in your mind, and concentrate. So, relaxation or meditations, you like to relax, California, when we go business in the East Coast, I like people from California. Why? Because you have sunshine, nice weather, but you don't do business like East Coast people. What do you mean? Well, you are not punctual on time. You take it so easy for everything. It's not like people from East Coast. Who is from the East Coast? No one? and I say,
Although we have one person there.
But we are honest. You always keep right things in your mind. You never speak up, but doing a different way. It's like so tricky, because this is humans' competitions. Life is tough in East Coast to live. California may be easy, California. But people who work hard like to relax. If you don't relax, you get a stress. When you get a stress, probably blood pressure goes up, and then you don't live long. Everybody here lives long. No. So incense is used for relaxation. Just after you come to home or weekend, night time, let's say, show you something. What time is it? This is not really Japanese music. Can you close your eyes? But don't sleep, please. Just close your eyes. One moment. This sounds like a Chinese. It's called a Nico as a instrument to use. So close your eyes. Just imagine where you are. When you come back home at night time, after you take care of your husband, wife, dinner, for kids, just for 10 minutes, just to have your own time and play music like this and burn good incense, nice scent, human being has 5 senses. And then only, okay. Okay, wake up time, wake up time. So when you close, well, it's too bright here. I prefer darker, and I prefer to burn really good incense before I play this one. But since we don't have time, human being has 5 senses. You see, sight, hearing, tasting, touching, and then smelling. And then when you express about this, let's say how you express, like let's say hearing. What kind of expression you say? Like oh, so noisy, like that. Give me one, please.
Description of the.
Yes, yes. I mean, just one word, like noisy. When you say car's noisy.
So bright. It's like something bright.
Okay. One thing about hearing. Just expression, like how do you say? Well, for example, like a touch is like itchy. Loud. Okay, loud. Okay. Soft. Okay. Well, probably you can tell 5, but it's hard to tell more than 5, right? What about the sight? Bright? Dark. What else? Colorful.
Pika pika.
Pika pika? Pika pika? Okay. So, what else? Blurry. Okay. So, maybe about 5 or more or less, right? What about taste?
Sour.
Salty, sour, bitter, sweet, spicy.
Umami.
Huh?
Umami.
Umami. What else? About 5? Okay. Now, what's missing? Smell. Okay. So we talked about 4 senses already. What's missing?
Smell.
Smell besides smell?
Touch.
Oh, touch. 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 What do you say?
Pain.
Pain. Cold.
Hot.
Hot. Like so about 5. The sense. I mean smell. It's hard to tell, right? Out of 5 senses human beings have, only smelling, the signal goes directly to your brain. What do you call like cerebellum? Huh?
Cerebral.
Cerebral?
Cerebral.
Cerebral. It goes. All the other 4 senses, when they send the signal, it doesn't go directly to there, but it goes even in the brain, different direction, and then reaches right spot. But only smell goes directly. So smell is very strongly related to your memory. That part, the point in the brain, has like your feeling or memories. So smelling is good. Smelling gives you a stimulation of brain. Good for relaxation also. There was an experimental, it's a scientific experimental, like say, in a school, 15 students, 2 groups, 15 students. It's kids, it's elementary school. And then they had a 30 minutes class trying to show a Japanese kanji character. It's like a Chinese character, new character for 15 people. And then one group A, we gave eraser with smell. You know, like a yummy yummy smell eraser. This group, no, just a plain eraser. So they had 2 groups. 30 minutes, they showed 10 new Chinese, Japanese kanji character. And then after they finished, they did a 2-hour regular class. And after 2 hours, they had a test. How much you remember? Group A, they had eraser with smell, had over 85% of right answers. And the other group B had only 73% of right. So it is said that if you have smell, your brain is stimulated, and your memory is good. Anyone had heard Marcel Proust? He is a French writer. He wrote novel, what was it? In Search of Memory or something like that.
Remembrance
Do you
of
remember?
things past. Remembrance.
Yes,
Remembrance
you know
of
that.
things past, yes.
Good. The story is about, well, he wrote this, spent more than 10 years, believe it or not. But what happened was, one day, he was sitting, was breakfast or what?
Madeline's, the cookies.
He had a tea time with a French cake called,
Madeline's.
you understand? And then when he put that tea into his mouth, all sudden, flashback. He went back to his childhood. All memory about his family came all in his mind. So I think everybody has experience. When you go Wall Street, I know this for film. I think my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, remember, when you have similar experience, when you go upstairs or somewhere or cooking area, it's not just like, oh, I cooked this yesterday. It's not like that. All of a sudden, flashback. You go back to 10 years ago, or your even childhood. You remember all of a sudden, oh, I know this. And all your memory come back all of a sudden, just because of smell. I think everybody experienced this. It's because smell goes directly to that brain as bring their memory. So this is also proof. So if you need to learn something, if you have like a rose smell in the room, and then you try to memorize, that improves your memory. This is true. Like peppermint, lemon grass or lemon, grapefruits, that kind of smell stimulate. And if you have to do something, you have to go driver's license test. No, that's simple. Anything you have to do test. You have to memorize. You have to show, you have to work with the child's homework. You have to work together. So the smell emphasizes your memory. This is good. I'm talking something totally different things, nothing to do with incense. But incense has aroma, fragrance, scent. So today, all of you here, you use incense for Buddhism purpose. I have no question about that. But there are many different types of incense today. And as you listen to the music earlier, oh, this is not bad. I think some of you felt. And then if it's in dark, after your work, and then have a nice scent, relax the music for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, will stimulate your brain, or relax your brain, not stimulate the brain, or stimulate the brain to relax your body. Yes, that's the right expression. So incense is used for many different purposes today. It's about time. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Does your company or in Japan, are new incense being invented, created? Or are the incense products fairly static, not changing for 25 years, 50 years?
For example, it's not here. Remember the compressed incense? Today, lots of companies, they like to use incense as many different purposes. For example, like we used to make incense for Maginot perfume for Lancome, cosmetic companies. And then we, as a fashion industries, they like something very special. Incense is basically for burning something like a stick and then getting scent. But the fashion industry, everybody, they have like perfumes. So why not we can have a perfume incense? Incense basically for personal spiritual use. Or the other side, we have also two different types. It's a home fragrance, as she liked. Room scented nice, or spiritual, home fragrance. And then fashion industries, they like home fragrance. Like perfumes, you wear perfume, you share with everyone. Well, of course you like, you enjoy, but that's your personal expression. I am here, I smell like this. You like it? Your boyfriend, girlfriend, your mom, your husband, wife, oh, I love you. I can't stand this smell. That's your personal expressions. But the incense, of course, we have a personal expression, adding the personal use for meditation. But for home, as you share with everyone, you share with. So, answer your question. Basically, we have only few kinds, like sticks, cones, spirals. But there is always the way we can make different type of incense. Yeah. And then we hear, I think some of you heard like in an automobile as a cigar, there's a scent coming out of oil if you put into. It's not like an incense you have to burn, but it's similar as it's part of incense as because of producing the scent. So any kind of incense invented, yes. And then also the diffusers. We use diffuser as an essential oil, and then we heat up, and the scent coming out, and they relax. But like today we use like LED lights. Before it used to be the bulb getting so warm. So we have like a clay, hard clay on the top, but the clay had like the fragrance oil contained. So when you heat up, the scent comes naturally. But there are many type of, even we say just incense, it doesn't mean always these are only incense. There are many different type of incense that we call specific like diffusers or bouquets. It's different names, But yes, we are always trying to invent something new. Do you have any idea for us?
Thank you.
Any questions? Yes.
I see, this is soap.
Oh, soap. This is for your extra souvenir to go. This soap is ugly soap. Looks so, but this is a sample. Real soap comes 150 grams. Still looks ugly. But it does good job. Because this soap is made with clay and charcoal. I think you hear in the market black soap, charcoal soap. But the charcoal does, especially for ladies, cleansing. Get dirt out of pores. But if you use just charcoal, your skin gets dry. But because of that, there's a clay, a bentonite, also used as ingredients. It gives a moisturizer. So this small piece, ugly piece, gives you a good job, but it lasts probably more than 3 weeks. If you use once before you go to sleep, you wash gently, make latte, and you wash. I'm not talking about the incense. I'm doing sales now for. So this is good for ladies. For men, not for shaving. I've tried many times. After shaving, you get like a spiky kind of burning. Then make latte and you feel good. So next time I see you, you use this one. Everybody gets like 10 years younger. So that's the soap. It's nothing to do with the incense. Oh, and then there are 3 different incense. The green one is the morning star. It's just like a basic morning star you see everywhere. And then the pink one, this is a less smoke incense. It's a little floral kind of. And then the other one, little like a pinky one, it's also kind of fragrance. But there are sticks and then holders here. And then starting today, you can try a different type of incense as your trial experience. You will never know what it is until you try it. Any other questions? Oh, it's okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes.
I was just wondering, can you buy this on your website?
Oh, good question. Good. Website, yes, you can buy, but I think that you can buy like a Marukai. Yes. If they don't, I'll tell them. Why we don't? They used to have before. But distributor changed. I don't know if they're doing, but it's good. Please try. Yes.
Is your product is used for treatment of Alzheimer's patients?
Oh. As a matter of fact, we have many accounts from gift shop from a hospital, and then people like to come because of scent. We got a call from some people. You know, I wanted to call and let you know we appreciate what you make. And excuse me, we are incense company. And then she said, well, I'm allergy. Never ever used incense. I can't stand fragrance. But when she had a gift incense from a friend, and she burned, and she said she changed her world. But you know, here's one thing. Allergy is depending on, it's more biological, reactions. So if I'm allergy about one fragrance, and then if he says he's allergy too, but this same scent, maybe he never gets any problem. But if Judy uses all spot, maybe. So even incense, same fragrance. It's against the smoke sometimes. It's against the fragrance. It's against, it depends. Everybody has different biological condition. We get compliments all from people, and then yes, the hospitals they use. But you need to select the right incense to fit for people. Yes.
Compared to Nihon, in Korea and China, is the incense popularity?
Oh,
similar to Nihon 100 years?
Okay.
Or change different direction?
As you know, the China, if you go Chinese restaurant, Chinese shop, almost every single store has
Yes.
what do you call in
Altar,
English?
altar?
Everyone understand? And then they
Incense.
do
Yes.
burn. It's a customs.
Yeah, with the
But,
fresh fruit.
Yes, and I think that's also related to Buddhism. Also their customs. But when you go to Japanese stores, do you see?
No.
Not really, right?
No.
So it's different customs. It's not just Buddhism. There may be a different meaning for their, the commercial purpose, or just like they bring like today's good health or good luck in the business, So different. But the Japanese incense is expanding more because Japan is tiny island. Tiny island, whole Japan, believe it or not, will fit a state of California. Can you believe it? But in Japan, for example, Nippon Kodo has Mainichiko. For summer season, we make over $80 million because we sell those for Obon period. In Japan, can you believe in Japan? Because that many Buddhists, well, it's not only Buddhists, because Obon, people go to people burn incense. So it's like a more culture, So that's the situation. And in China, well, there are many, but Korea, many Christian, there are many churches here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yes, they may, but not like Japan or China. It's different, right? Yes. But a younger generation, they use incense, a different type of incense, as a fragrance, more like a young people fragrance. And believe it or not, the Dragon Ball Z character incense? This is actually Morning Star. This is only available in the USA. But have you had Anime Expo or Comic Con? There's a New York Comic Con. Well, there's one in San Diego, big one. The New York Comic Con starting next weekend. You know how many people come? In 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for 4 days, over 150,000 people. Not only kids. Kids like small kid, like your age. So wider arrangement, a range of ages. They put a costume like Halloween. And then, well, kids come to buy incense. We go to Japan festival in like a Sakura festival, like a Washington DC or Houston's. And then one day, tiny, well, not tiny, very young, like maybe 6th grade boy, he was doing this. Incense, believe it or not. We had a booth. And I was standing there, and I was in my mind, hey, don't touch. You're not buying this one, it's not for you. I was wrong. Really regretfully. And I asked him, do you like incense? Yes, I like. In my mind, liar. Are you picking the one you like? He said, yes. Liar. You know what? He actually selecting the one he likes for mom. And I asked, how are you going to use the incense? I asked. And oh, because Mother's Day is coming soon. And then my mom uses incense. And I like to pick nice incense for her. Oh, how lovely. I regret. Okay, so try this. See, you never know. So this Anime Expo, New York Comic Con, you know, we are introducing incense because many people, they don't know about incense. And then trying to give chance. So why Dragon Ball Z? You know, when we produced this one, we had an idea. How about Pikachu? How about One Piece? Maybe some of you don't know. Or how about Pokemon? It's so obvious we're trying to sell because of the character, right? So Dragon Ball Z, I think most of you maybe you know. Dragon Ball Z's characters, they meditate. They try to meditate and concentrate and get all energy from the trees, earth, and then they do. And then turn to their power. Kamehameha. So that is good. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm getting late.
Are there any more questions for Mr. Kanwan, Joyce?
Yes.
You know, the incense burner, the
Incense burners, yes.
that ash or whatever, what is it called?
Kotate?
Kodak?
Kotate? Huh? What about it? I'm sorry. Ash? Hi? Hi? Sorry. Hi?
Joyce, is your question, what is the ash called or the container?
No. The inside, yeah, the ash.
The ash that's
Ash.
inside.
Hi.
Hi?
Means hi. Hi in Japanese, like a yes. Hi.
Oh, no.
Not different pronunciation. Hi. Hi is hi.
Ash.
Ash is hi in Japanese.
On what comes from incense, or is it just like old people?
Basically, hi is the same, but there are many different type of hi. Like when we use it for incense ceremony, it's a very tiny powder look like ash. For the temples, we have just like a basic kind of. But you don't have to worry about that. The advantage of high is most of the incense when you burn, you use like incense holders. Well, this is like a crane holders. But the ash drops, so you need a tray or plate. But this ash is used with the incense burner. But this is basically, incense ceremony. It comes from incense ceremony. You see the ash, and then we put a charcoal, tiny charcoal inside. It's called tadon. This charcoal. The small charcoal, we light it, we put it inside the ash, and then we put the tiny plate on the top. The plate, it's like a glass fiber plates. And then we put this kind of a chip on the top. So it's not directly burning. But because of the heat, the aroma started coming out of, it's like a baking. But aroma started coming out of, because of heat. And then again, ash, if you lay stick on the ash, it still burns. So you can stick, and then you can use cones, you can use coils, any kind. So ash does everything. But if you fall and miss. So ash is good to use. It's convenient. Did I answer your question? Hi. If you say hi, means yes. But hi, no intonation. Hi.
Well, like I know I could get hide from here in the temple.
Oh.
But if you are like
You need a
bamboo
catalog?
and you just have an incense burner, That's what I was wondering, like, do you buy?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you need a high for bonus, but depending on temple, the temple usually top sensei. Sometimes they have because their relationship or their history of the temple or their type of religious. I mean, even Buddhist. Sometimes they have a certain type of ash they like. So when you select, probably you'd better find out what type of ash they're using. Yes.
Okay, are there any more questions for Mr. Kanawati? Sharon?
Oh, yes, sorry.
I have two questions. If I was buying a Don and I was going to start it, and I wanted to put it here to put it up right, I don't have enough ash to start with, so what is the starter of the ash?
Oh, ash.
Yeah. Where do I start to put?
The ash usually, probably, it's like a Japanese rice bowl, a Japanese teacup. When you pour, when you put the rice, in general we say about 70%. You don't go, if you go some restaurant, the rice like this, that's not right. That's not the proper way. It's a 70% of the, inside the bowl. So ash is about 70% probably is enough. But there's no rule. As long as it stays, that's fine. But if it's less, it's too less, it might fail. So you gotta be careful.
If I'm starting at an empty bowl, what's the starter ash?
Oh, empty? The ash, when incense burn, finish, it turns to ash. So you don't have to throw away. You can use for, I don't say forever, but
if you have a brand new one, where do you get? Is there a place you can buy the ash?
oh, Nippon Kodo. Incense store. I mean, anyone who carries the incense probably they have. Yeah.
Sharon, did you have another question?
In Jodo system, we put that flat, we don't put it up.
Oh, the ash. Oh, that part of probably the incense. Oh.
Maybe Reverend Corey will talk to us about that.
Oh, yeah. It's depending on the sugar. Because some incense, like for some religion, they do 3 sticks laid on the ash. So it's different depending on shuha. Shuha. What do you say, shuha? Yeah, there are different. Yes. So, any more questions?
I just have if there's no more questions, I have a final comment and a question. Oh, is there, Shinobu?
What's the difference, incense? You say this is for the tombs or haka, and then use every day at home.
Oh, okay. Actually, there's no difference because incense is incense. This is the least expensive incense, but it's still incense. But it's up to you what you like to use for your own play, for ancestors. But inexpensive incense, its ingredients is different. Type of trees used for ingredients is a cheaper ingredients. That means it might produce more smoke. It might smell strong. So it depends. So tabwood, we were showing tabwood at the beginning, white and red. That has a character as when you burn, you don't smell too much for burning. And then when you add water, it's sticky, gets like a sticky. It's easy to make forms of incense sticks. But again, there's no rule. What is for two? But if you go to Japan, if we say, oh, I like to have incense for tomb, probably they show you no expensive one, unless you mention. Because the purpose you go there is to pray for someone, right? So again, it's the same as like the feeding or treating. Would you like to use really nice filet mignon or McDonald's? I mean, I don't mean the name anything, but so it's up to you. There's no rule. Yes.
Okay, any other questions? Yes.
I have an incense that says that as you burn, the letter comes out.
No, I'm sorry?
The letter?
You know, the incense sticks, you write it, and as you burn, the letter will shows up.
You mean the smoke or the?
Oh! Sorry, I didn't bring it. But we have also, we have one called the omikuji-ko. You know omikuji? Like a fortune teller. You know, when you go in Japan, is not temple, or is temple? Is it temple? Shrine. Shrine. And then you go, galang, 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 galang,
Yeah.
money, and then, right? Like a,
Yes.
and then after this, there's tendency, oh, I like to have my fortune teller to see. And then you buy something and open. And then it tells about your fortune. And the same thing, well, it's not always a fortune teller, but we happen to have the incense. When you burn the stick, and then when you see the ash, there's a letter comes out. Yes. Yes. Well, it can be anything. Depending, you know, sometimes it's made for commercial purpose. Yeah, it doesn't have to be number, you know, that's for religious purpose. You know, sometimes, you know, can be done anything for purpose, yes. It's technologies, yes.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, if not,
Technology.
I have a comment and a final question. I don't know if you noticed when Mr. Kanamori was passing around the ingredients, the jars of ingredients, there was something called ambergris. Do any of you know what this is? Well, what it is, it's very fascinating. I actually have a book on the subject, but it's actually something that comes from a whale, in particular a sperm whale. You know, those big black ones with a square head. Actually, they eat squid. That's their main diet. They eat a lot of squid, and the little beaks from the squid get, they accumulate and they get built up, and then they eventually gack up this big ball of waxy substance called ambergris. And it's very difficult to find, and it's therefore very expensive. And so I'm sure that piece of ambergris cost a fortune. And I put on my glasses and I looked. There's little squid beaks you can see in there, and that's how you can tell this is genuine ambergris. And I'm surprised because what they use it in is for making perfumes. And it's a very valuable component. And I was surprised that it's also used in incense. I didn't know that. So my question for Mr. Kanamori is, do you use ambergris for any particular type of incense? Or maybe the more expensive types, I'm guessing?
Okay. We have today the musk or musk, and ambergris. The musk is prohibited to take because of Washington Convention. Because those deers, especially for those, you know, the musk, they tend to disappear. So it's protected by government. I don't know why we have that one. So, but anyway, the whales, ambergris, because the whales they throw up. So as she said, it's hard to find out, but they are very expensive. What was your question?
Oh, do you use ambergris for any particular
That's
kind?
only very special incense because we can get those, and they are very expensive. So only when we have certain incense, but today very rare because we can get those, and very expensive. We have one bundle of incense, like one roll incense in the office. The incense only like 60 or 70 sticks, and then it's the retail is almost like $4,000. But what is ingredients? No amber. This really, really high-graded aloes wood. The ounce of the cost is said more expensive than an ounce of gold. Believe it or not.
Well,
Sorry.
with that said, I'd like to thank Mr. Kanamori for coming and being with us here today. I mean, your presentation far exceeded my expectations, and he brought all these things for us. And I might add that Mr. Kanamori has a very, very busy schedule. He's always traveling and for business, and so we really appreciate your taking the time to spend with us.
More professional field, but as I said at the beginning, I'm not a professor from UCL, so I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.